Hello and welcome back to WePC. We love a fractal design case here at WePC, and today we are going to be looking at their latest additions to the highly regarded Define 7 series, the Fractal Design Define 7 Compact. As you can probably tell from the name, it is a smaller version of the mid-tower we reviewed not so long ago. Now you're probably wondering, why bother if we already have a mid-tower option? Well, the truth of the matter is the Define 7 was still a bit big for some. This is brand spanking new and comes from a long time of superb Define cases. While the Define 7 original is still my personal favorite, there is something for everyone in this range. You can instantly see this is a smaller version of the original Define 7, and if I'm honest, it doesn't make the same visual impact, but you can clearly see the quality in one glance. This PC case features that same simplistic approach many love. There is nothing flashy, just clean angles and a premium finish. At the front of the case, we see the door that has been scrapped, although the design still appears like this swings open. The door has been dropped for obvious reasons. It isn't needed. To cut space, Fractal has lost the 5.25-inch drive bay, and it's a smart move seeing as many no longer use CDs or DVDs. While there is no door, the front is still a solid panel, leaving the cool and performance at the same level as its bigger brother. The Define series has always been built for stealth though, so the industrial padded front panel will do a good job for acoustics, and an elaborate fan setup may not be required for your specific build. Just behind the front panel, we see a pre-installed Dynamic X2 GP 14mm fan, and these fans come with most Fractal design cases and do a sufficient job for airflow, meaning you can add this if you want to, but there is no need to replace this fan. There is space for 240mm fans at the front, or alternatively 320mm instead. This may be compact, but there is still room for a radiator up to 360mm long. At the very bottom, we see the standard lower dust filter that pulls out from the front. The filter is full length from the front to the back and is one of the best unsung heroes of most Fractal cases. This makes cleaning so easy compared to a lot of the competition, simply because it pulls out from the front. The back of the Define 7 Compact is just like the others in the series. The mod vent upgrade we saw with the original is here too, with Fractal's latest way of removing side panels. The clips you see simply slide and pop. Your side panel is then off. This may sound like the panels will just fall off, but the design is clever enough to deal with that, and they are on tight, so no need to panic when you are removing the tempered glass side. This new way of taking off panels is a welcome change for me, as I have always hated thumb screws. Even Fractal's large thumb screws I found a bit irritating and would often just leave them off entirely. While the original Define 7 features a 7+2 expansion slot, this version has been reduced to just 7, so no vertical GPU mounting with this case, I'm afraid. At the rear is where we see the final included fan, a 120mm dynamic fan just like the one at the front, and again it does a stellar job of pumping heat out of the case, so no need to replace unless you need the space for a 120mm IO. The top is where we see the biggest improvements from the older R6, with the new interchangeable panel design and enhanced look. The mod vent may technically be an extra panel you are paying for but never using, but for many, the extra bit of versatility is an incredible touch. The top now pops off with little force required, making it even easier to switch out your top panel for a different configuration. The top panel that comes attached features the same sound dampening materials we see on the other side panels, so swapping this out will lower the acoustic performance. At the top is where we see the front IO, which consists of a power and reset button, audio and microphone jack, a USB Type-C, and 2 USB 2.0 and 2 USB 3.0. The top panel is completely uninterrupted aside from those I/O ports and looks as clean as the Nzxt line of cases. If you switch the top panel for the ventilation panel, it allows the case to support more fans or another radiator at the top. As mentioned, to get inside, you simply pop off those delightful side panels. It has never been easier to get into a PC case. As you can imagine, the interior is smaller, but there is no wasted space. In fact, the default layout feels open. The logical layout can accommodate 4 motherboards from ITX up to ATX, with eATX being left to the bigger models. Dropping eATX in a mid-tower makes a lot of sense, as it was always going to feel cramped, even in the original Define 7. To test this case properly, I installed an ATX board and it fits in with ease, giving me plenty of room to manage my cables in an effective way through the grommets. Not only do the grommets allow you to pass the thick 24-pin cable through with ease, but they don't come off as you do so. I can understand why some find grommets annoying, but the ones in this case are solid and barely move. The bottom is covered by the PSU shroud from front to back. The shroud features cutout ventilation, sporting Fractal's new design due to the basement being able to accommodate a fan or 120mm radiator. As part of Fractal Design's modular efforts, we see the removable plastic parts to the PSU shroud. These easily clip off in case you wanted to install a pump or reservoir, or of course a large radiator on the front. You can't switch this out to be a more storage-based system like you can with the bigger versions. In fact, there is limited space for storage altogether. I was using an M.2 drive in my build, but I'd say there are adequate options for most gamers in this case. You get 2 SSD caddies out the back and 2 HDD cages in the basement of the case. There is no space to mount SSDs on top of the PSU shroud, but the brackets are sold separately, and this tends to make builds look a bit messy. The back panel is where we see my first disappointment with the Define 7 Compact. No fan hub. The Nzxt fan hub was cleverly repositioned on the bigger versions of this case into a slim strip, adding yet another great feature to that case. There is definitely room at the back here for a fan hub, so to completely remove it will be rather annoying for those with high amounts of fans on their build and looking for a more compact option. The integrated cable guides are in an even better position due to the fact that this doesn't have all that space for storage drives. These are removable, but they sit in line with where the cables would naturally drop, and you can reposition them to the right of the rubber grommets if you're going a bit overboard with your cable management. The Define 7 series of cases is one of the best I've seen in recent times. Fractal Design continues to add functionality and features that make sense without taking anything away from consumers. The compact addition to the series makes a lot of sense, with many seeing the original Define 7 as being a little on the large side. This compact version brings all the clean-cut style and premium essence of the original and packs it into a more manageable mid-tower, giving your average builder a more sensible PC case. As always, links to the product will be in the description down below for you to go and check out. If you enjoyed the video at all, we would love if you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and we'll see you in the next one.